is Rob Gronkowski strategically retiring again? Generally, sports fans are often attached to the players, and football fans are not an exception. Likewise, with every news of retirement from players, fans are usually embittered. Such is the case of skilled tight end Gronkowski. In this video, we'll reveal all you need to know if or not Rob Gronkowski is strategically retiring again. So, this video will be exciting. Stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Robert James Gronkowski, popularly known as Gronk due to his talent, is a former American football tight end who played in the National Football League, NFL. He played 9 seasons for the New England Patriots and his final 2 seasons for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, altogether making 11 whole seasons. He is a 4-time Super Bowl champion, a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, a 4-time first-team All-Pro selection, and selected to the NFL 2010's All-Decade Team and NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team. The list of his wins is inexhaustible. He's a receiver and blocker with several NFL records to his name, including being a trailblazer in his position to lead the league in receiving touchdowns, 17 in 2011. Keep watching to find out more. In case you missed it, Gronkowski also has the greatest career postseason receiving yards by a tight end, 1,389. Likewise, the most career postseason receiving touchdowns for his position, with 14 to date, as well as the most combined receptions, 23, and receiving yards, 297, by a tight end in Super Bowl history. He was ranked first in average receiving yards per game, average yards per target, and average touchdowns per game among tight ends. Owing to his numerous accomplishments and commendations, he is considered by many sports analysts, writers, and peers as one of his era's best players and one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game. However, on March 24, 2019, after 9 seasons, Gronk announced his retirement from the NFL at 29 years old via Instagram. He elaborated on his decision 5 months later, saying that the pain and the injuries he had suffered throughout his career had taken a toll on him. According to him, he said, "I was not in a good place. Football was bringing me down. I was not too fond of it. I was losing that joy in life. I could play right now if I wanted to play. I'm feeling good. Physically, I could do it. Mentally wise, desire wise, it's not there. I am very satisfied with where I am in life right now. I truly believe going through these tough times, 9 years, off the field, on the field, has brought me to this point. I believe I'm on the right path in my life." While Gronkowski's decision is somewhat unexpected due to his age, it's not entirely surprising. However, if he had retired then, his case would be a tricky Hall of Fame case. He clearly has a strong resume, but might get cut back for his lack of longevity, which is important in awarding Hall of Fame accolades. However, the Hall of Fame voters are likely to look at his influence when he played, rather than focus on how his persistent injuries have hindered his ability to continue playing. But altogether, Gronk could have still retired without being at a loss. I mean, he can walk away knowing he achieved a lot in a relatively short time. In addition to his 5 Pro Bowls, he won 3 Super Bowls and earned 4 first-team All-Pro honors. Subsequently, he returned after close to a year, and on his return, he spoke about the influence the break had on his health. He came back ready to take back his space in the football world. Coming out of his retirement in April 2020, he says, "I said it from the beginning that I wouldn't come back to the game unless I'm feeling it, feeling healthy, and feeling ready to play. Taking a year off was hands down the best decision I made, not just in my career, but also for my health and well-being. And I would do that all over again." This is not the whole story. It'll get even crazier. Keep watching. ESPN's Adam Schefter revealed that New England nearly settled on a trade to send him to the Detroit Lions, but he dodged the deal, which was his reason for considering retirement. The general rumor making the rounds at the time was that his plan to retire happened when Gronkowski discovered he could be traded to Detroit. Then he threatened to retire rather than go to the Lions, according to sources. Gronkowski refused to return the Lions' calls, even though former Patriots executive Bob Quinn and coach Matt Patricia were leading the Detroit organization at the time. Later on, Gronk himself clarified that the issue wasn't Detroit, but that he couldn't see himself playing for another team. Not even Bob Quinn was enough to entice him to change teams. This simply means the story of possible retirement will continue in New England regarding Gronk. The Buccaneers' mandatory minicamp started earlier in June and will last through the 9th of June, before actual training camp will begin in July. During the training, we saw some familiar faces like Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, and Mike Evans, and new faces like newly signed defensive lineman Akeem Hicks. However, there was one player that was not present at the start of the mandatory minicamp, and you know who it is already, and that person is Rob Gronkowski. But since Gronk is yet to sign a contract with any team, he is not obligated to attend minicamp like the rest of the team. From the situation of things, it is obvious that Gronkowski is taking his time in deciding to return to the NFL or not this season. He has had numerous media rounds in which he alleges that he doesn't know if he's ready to play for another active NFL season, but that if he does come back to play, it will only be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Some possibilities make it likely that Gronk will indeed return to the Buccaneers for the upcoming season. You will not believe what happened next. Just recently, he was seen catching fly balls with Tom Brady in Tampa, maintaining his training and physical football attributes. Gronk has also spent time at charity events in the local community. However, it does seem like he is taking his time deciding on whether or not he does certainly want to return to the game of football, and I believe that this will continue leading up to training camp in July. So, the future Hall of Fame tight end has yet to publicly decide on whether or not he will resume his career in 2022. However, if Rob Gronkowski plans to play in 2022, that would be news to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because the Buccaneers coach Todd Bowles confirmed on Friday that nothing has changed regarding Gronkowski's uncertain future in the NFL. When he was asked, it's still status quo. Bowles spoke about Gronkowski, who recently celebrated his 33rd birthday. Bowles said that he does not have a schedule for when Gronkowski may notify him of his plans. Gronkowski recently said that he would only need 2 weeks to get back into football shape. The four-time Super Bowl champion also recently said that should he play in 2022, the Buccaneers will be the team he plays for. The Buccaneers situation is just too good if I decide to go back and play, Gronkowski told SB Nation. Like I said, I love all my teammates there. They are all great teammates and all selfless players. They are there for the team and what's best for the team and the whole organization. If I do play football again, it'll be for the Bucs. In the end, we will likely look back on all of this in a few months and see this as little more than pranks and having fun at others' expense, but as a strategy to gain access to better trade-offs. But there is still a part of us that still wonders if his recent comments will mean more than we would think. We will all be waiting for Gronkowski's decision, but passing a judgment from the fans' point of view, Gronk is better off not retiring. That will be all for today. For more exciting videos, don't forget to subscribe to this channel.